So, because that would be me. That would be me to forget. And then people would be like, I wanted to come on, but I couldn't. Good. We're filling the room, girls. Glad to have you guys. Give it like one more minute.
Hey, does this look familiar to anybody? Has anybody been through this training? Probably not, but a lot of things might sound similar because we're in an industry that it's really basic concepts and you always go back to the basics. So maybe you'll hear something differently or want to grab some screenshots.
Yep, that sounds good. I think everybody's it's great. Not everybody, on our team can go to conference,
right?
Stuff like that. So I think it's always great when we can hear from home office. So
Well, I am happy to do it.
Yes, I'm so glad that you were able to. All right. Let me just send my daughter a message that her food is here.
See how we multitask? What would people do without us?
I made dinner, but she's got like a really bad stomach ache. She's like, Mom, I just want some soup. So I ordered her soup from Panera. I'm like, gosh, spoiled rotten.
Best mom ever.
Oh yeah. We'll see how mean she talks to me tomorrow. She is 17. So can you please bring it to me? That's what she just said to me. No. Oh. Privileged.
Well, that's why we love our flexible positions.
Yep, she doesn't know Mom anyway different. So there. All right. So I'm going to just keep letting people in, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest for tonight. So thank you guys all for coming for this really special training from Cindy. So this is Cindy Tokoly, and she is Pampered Chef Senior Manager of Sales and Leadership Development Manager, North America. So Cindy supports the growing population of the home office direct portion of our field leaders and consultants, along with strategic development for our growing Canadian market. Her focus is on building relationships and developing and strengthening leaders and emerging leaders while building a culture of growth and excellence. On December 13th, she celebrated her 2-year anniversary with Pampered Chef and is incredibly grateful to be a part of the Pampered Chef family. So again, thank you so much, Cindy. We so appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to train with us tonight. So you can take it away.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you for the kind words. And I am really happy to be here. And although I'm celebrating only 2 years at Pampered Chef, I have about 18 in the industry. For those of you Midwestern or Southerners, who ever heard of Matilda Jane, I was actually one of 17 reps that started the company in the field. And then we grew and went to the corporate side of the business. And so my career has really given me great insight, both corporately and building a team. So I love sharing all of this with you because, like I said to Kelly, we were chatting, relationships are the pillars of my personal life and professional life. And that's what our industry does. So she asked me to talk about filling your funnel. Everybody talks about, the struggles they have in their business a lot, right? So imagine opening up your mind, being very transparent with yourself when I share these ideas with you. And these aren't necessarily going to be brand new ideas, but when you're hearing them, think about it and be very honest with yourself, because what I have learned in my years in this industry is that it usually comes down to a few things that get in your way. And oftentimes it's our mindset as well. So let's get started. Networking is the fuel to your business. Adding customers and recruits are the vehicles that drive your business, right? And what happens to your vehicle if you don't keep feeding it and you don't keep fueling it? You and your teams, if you're not networking constantly, there's no gas in the vehicle. And 99% of the time, when you're not meeting your goals you've set in your recruiting or in booking or in growing new customers, it's because you're not talking to enough people about Pampered Chef. So I really want you to think and ask yourself, are you getting hung up on that one person that you thought was going to host or sell? You know, you're approaching the end of the month. Who knows this feeling? You're approaching the end of the month and you need that one more sale or you need one more new downline and you're desperately waiting to hear back from that one person you were sure you were going to hear back from. It's happened to all of us, right? It's important to change your mindset to be focused on continuing to meet new people on the go or at parties who you can introduce your business to their networks so you can stop that cycle of feeling desperate by constantly adding and growing to your network. Try to think about networking as the fuel to your business. Even 3 conversations a day can make a difference. These conversations can be with your existing network, like following up with customer care calls, or they can be conversations with brand new connections. But these are, relationship builders, and not everyone is going to want to host or join. Okay. But if you talk to enough people, you'll find the ones who are interested. And it's not about convincing people to love Pampered Chef. Okay. It's about digging to find those that do. Now, think about yourself, and I always say this to people. When you get your starter kit, right? When you got that kit and you were super excited, what was the one thing that wasn't in there? Neon sign for your front door, right? Not in there. Not a welcome sign, nothing like that. So you are a business owner. Consider yourself, think of yourself if you had a storefront, if you had a brick and mortar, you would not be quiet about that brick and mortar, would you? You absolutely would not. So we're going to look at the ways you can continue to fill your funnel and build your network on a consistent basis. Like ideas like leveraging your current shows, your parties and events, building and growing your who do you know list, and really keeping track, gaining referrals, networking on the go, expanding within your community, and leveraging your online network. And what I think is the most important and most important to building relationships is following up consistently. A critical achievement in your business is when you can move beyond family and friends and across that bridge, right? That's when you are going to be in growth mode. Adding new demographics and circles, thinking outside of the box, and getting out of your comfort zone and sharing. Now, there's a study done by an evolutionary anthropologist, Robin Dunbar, which states that the average person has 150 casual friends, friends that you would invite to a big event, wedding or something like that. Keeping that in mind, we have a lot of potentials out there to grow our networks. So let's think about all of the opportunities in front of us. Imagine if you were consistent in these things. So we all know the basics, right? Following up with all who purchased in a party within 1 week, reaching out by private messenger, or even better, using the phone like a phone. Some people actually still like that. To thank them for their purchase and to discuss the choices in their products and information, additional information they might be interested in. But imagine if you purchased something from somebody and they reached out to you. How do you like it? Tell me what's your favorite recipe? Are you going to be mad at that person? No, they're building a relationship with you. In fact, you're going to love it. Posting images and asking questions that came up from your parties and tag your guests. Have a host post a thank you pic with a shop until date and have hosts and guests post their products along with selfies for using them. How do you reward them? How would you reward them with that? We have e-cookbooks. We have things that we could do, even just shout outs. People love to share what they have. The party is the ultimate place to meet and connect with people on different social circles, right? It starts with host coaching. Now, when I was a consultant in the field, I put my hosts to work. And what I mean by that is I let them dream big about what they wanted to be able to purchase, what they wanted, everything on their wish list, right? Now I'm going to be working hard to help them get there. But your host knows everybody she's bringing to that party. So host coaching is key. Help your host make a big list outside of that initial circle, not just her close friends, but let him or her know that people from different circles make for the most fun parties. Now, host coaching have a lot of chatter about who's coming, who they are, where they live, what they do, what they like, etc. Get to know the hosts before they even get there. Get your host talking about them. I used to always come in with, who's got the most girls? Because I sold girls' clothes. But who's got the most girls? Who loves to cook? You can ask all of these things. Another thing you want to ask her, who's the party people that are coming to your party? There's always party people coming. Have her identify who those next hosts are going to be and develop a strategy with her. Get her to work with you to book those shows off of those shows. Now, during the show, offer everybody the opportunity, but you want to get to know them first. You're not going to get in their face and go, "Hey, do you want to join? You want to host?" You want to get to know them. Building that relationship makes it super, super authentic. It is like a waiter asking if you want dessert, though. It's part of the experience. Nobody is going to get mad at you. The most surprising always say yes to be a consultant. The people you think have no interest are going to be the people that either host off of that party or want to know more about becoming a consultant. And how many of you said yes on the very first ask, even to host? I mean, you might have been, asked a few times. So never count somebody out and make notes of what on who is in her circle. Not everyone will say yes that night, but you can always circle back around. In creating those relationships, keeping those relationships going after the party will be a total game changer for you. So it's all starts with who you know. Now, it all starts with your list. Name your list. Come up with a cute name. My apron list, my contact list, make it something fun so it doesn't sound like such a task. But start with your who do you know list. This is a list of everybody you know, even if you don't think they'd be interested in Pampered Chef. Write it down anyway. We're going to work from there. And work from your contacts in your phone and then go through to your social media. Don't limit yourself. Write down everyone. Keep that list close to you. It will be a living, breathing tool that will continue to grow with your business. I guarantee it. It'll change. You'll go back to that person. You keep good notes. Something will come up to create an authentic conversation. As you meet someone or think about someone, add them to your list. So let's look at some thought starters, okay, of people you may know. Don't get overwhelmed on me here. Look at this. How many of you have thought about all of these things? I would screenshot it. There's so many different ways that you can continue to grow your list. And if you are as consistent in growing your list and making it, carving out time to do it every single day, you will be surprised how fast your list grows. Take a look at this list. Are you now, some of you might not get in touch or touch this many different areas, but this slide is meant for you to open up your minds to anybody and everybody, because you know what they all have in common? They all eat. They all have to fix food. Most of them have kiddos. So this is a really great, it really just does open up your mind. So this is a hugely available exercise we're going to go through, and I'm going to show you how to triple or quadruple your contact list and beyond. Think about who is the first person on your list. First person. And then ask yourselves a few questions about them. Where do they work? Or where do they go to school? Do they have a family? Do they have a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, aunts, uncles, cousins? Listen for all of this. How about friends of theirs that you haven't met? Do they have neighbors you don't know yet? What activities do you see these people doing? What activities do their kids do? I mean, that's huge. Imagine what could happen when you expand outside of every person you already have on your list, and suddenly your potential goes from 50 to 500, and you've just started. Now, referrals are the key to growing your funnel. I learned this when I was in the field. Write that down. Referrals are the key to growing your funnel. So be clear that you're working to expand your business network. You're a business owner. Why would you be shy about letting people know you want to be successful and grow? People love to help people. They love the people you know, your customers now already love you. That's why they're your customers. They're going to want to help support you. We always fall short of asking for support, asking for referrals. So let them know that I was thinking about the fact that you work with a lot of people. I'd love the opportunity to come by and set up a Pampered Chef party during your lunch hour in your staff room. What do you think? Can you think of anybody who would respond positively to that? I think very few people would ever say, oh my God, don't ever call me again for asking that question. No, you're giving them a gift. You're offering them a service. Or how about, I love seeing all the pictures of your friends last night on Facebook. That looks like such a blast. We should get them together for a private shopping experience with Pampered Chef. How about we make a few recipes and invite them over? All of these are just conversation starters. Or it's so cool that you're in a running group or a yoga group or whatever it is. I know you said that this isn't a right time for you right now, but is there anybody else that you know who would be interested in getting a group of people together? And I honestly write down the term. We called our parties trunk shows at Matilda Jane. I still wasn't a big fan of the term because in my mind, when I first started, I felt like I was asking people for something. And I had to flip that mindset. And the minute I did, the minute I felt like I'm offering you a service, the conversation just flowed out. I was talking to everybody. I was offering it to everybody. You know what I offered? A private shopping experience for you and your friends. A private shopping experience. Suddenly, I elevated what I had. And I followed it up with, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. We can have, you can say we can make our favorite recipes and we can have wine and cheese and pick a great theme. And so just getting very comfortable, that was very comfortable for me. So that's what worked for me. So find what's comfortable for you and be confident. It's also important to know, important to be reviewing your My Connection or My Apron or Who Do You Know list occasionally by asking yourself these leading questions. These are for you. These are questions for you. So if you're ever stuck, screenshot this and ask yourself some questions to add to your list. Who loves cooking or baking? Who loves to shop? Who loves to travel? Who loves to socialize? Who's getting married, having a baby, retiring, moving, has student loans to pay off? You'll hear people talking about all of these things. Who's talking about bills they have to pay off? If you're actively listening to all of these things that are happening all around us on social media, all over, everywhere we go, if we're always actively listening, you'll find people who are interested in hosting or purchasing or joining your team. But if you're not actively listening, you'll miss them. You will miss them, and they'll never know that you are looking to expand your business. When you continue to ask questions and get to know people, your funnel fills quickly. So when you're leading with these questions, it's not necessarily who loves to shop. So, oh my gosh, you need to shop at Pampered Chef. No, it's creating that conversation and understanding them and building those relationships. These are just leading questions to that. Because once you start all of those relationships, imagine you have all these relationships in your life. You're not afraid to share when you build a relationship with somebody. Now you're just sharing something with people you enjoy, and they love that. So let's look at some very interesting statistics. This slide I think is amazing. So when you are looking and engaging online, image posts are shared 70% more than just typing out copy. And video reaches 2 times more than words. Video is key. We're in that scrolling society, right? We're in that TikTok society. 90% of posts are accessed via phone. We always have that in our hand, right? So keep it short and sweet. People are on their phone. It's even a nice thing to do a video clip or a voice clip to tell people you're thinking of them. I was just thinking of you, blah, blah, blah. That's how you're going to build the relationships. And posts with a question outperform giveaways by 2.5 times. Think about that, because so many people in our industry at Pampered Chef think you have to give something away to get a booking, or that is not the case. We have an amazing product. Posts with a question, getting them to engage, are more effective than giving away something. Also, post selectively. Less is more compelling. It just is. No one wants to be overwhelmed with a post. And post when your friends are online. Y'all know how to use the green dot, right? Y'all know how to use the green dot. If you see the green dot, if they're active in Messenger, Instagram, you can see on TikTok, that's when you want to post. And we have 2 big customer launches a year, and we are coming up against one and everybody will want to know about Pampered Chef. So look at all that opportunity with your current funnel and expanding your funnel with all this amazing news that you have with innovative product. So social media, you got to be careful to go beyond that green dot, beyond those people you know, right? Make sure that you are liking and commenting on friends' posts as well. And acknowledge birthdays, acknowledge family, acknowledge what they're doing with their kiddos, and do not post and ghost. So if you post something about Pampered Chef and never follow up with people that comment or post or thank them in a message, or if you just post, again, they're not going to find a neon sign in front of your door. You have to put yourself out there. Okay, so let's talk about my favorite part, which is how I built my business. It was all about customer service. Absolutely my very favorite part. All I was doing was asking how they like something. Oh my gosh, seeing how they enjoyed their products. That led to everything. That led to more people they knew. At Pampered Chef, for example, what recipes are you using? Can you share one with me? Oh my gosh, I'd love to learn from you. Who else at your party liked their products? But really following up with them and keeping track of what they loved, and that customer service, reaching out to hosts and customers to ask how they're liking their products, and even going back. Many of you have logs of people, and we have reports of who bought what. How are they liking those? We have new products coming out. How does that relate to the people who have bought bakeware before? We have new bakeware coming out. So these are things all customer service related. These are fun calls to make because we're connected to people who already love Pampered Chef, right? So these are the easy ones. And again, don't be afraid to ask for their help. Ask for referrals. Let them know, I know you love Pampered Chef. Who do you know that you think would love Pampered Chef as well? Let them know you're working hard to expand your business. And you can say, I can really use your help. Let's try and think of who else might love or benefit from Pampered Chef. How about your mom, your sister, your neighbor, your coworkers? And this is very, very different from saying, do you know anybody who might like to buy Pampered Chef? It's totally different. It is totally different. So if you set a goal to do 5 to 10 customer calls a week, I would challenge you to make that a 5 to 10 two-way customer calls per week. Two-way. So you need to get an answer to make it count. And keep reaching out and doing those two-way, and keep track of them. Those are the people that, even if they don't want to host now, even if they don't have anybody now, they are engagers. Those are the people you can always come back to. Let them know that you'll do all the work for the referrals and they don't have to do anything. Let them know that you'll reach out with an e-cookbook and say, oh, Susie thought you might enjoy this because you love cooking, or you are always on the go and she thought you would love this. This is a very strong strategy to keep finding new people to work with, to reach out to. And because you've got a person in common between the two of you, it's a very comfortable situation. So I challenge you once again to set that goal for 10 to 15 customer calls a week, two-way customer calls. Customer care calls are everything. Okay, so networking on the go. You all know this. Carry a logo product. everywhere you go. Every time I wear something Pampered Chef, I hear, "Oh my gosh, I've got the garlic press. I've had it for 100 years." I mean, people I don't know. It's we are I mean, the spoon is our swoosh, right? We work for a company that is 43 years strong, that has brand identity. So use it to your advantage. Make conversation about food and link it to Pampered Chef. We're always around food. Link it to Pampered Chef. Drop the words Pampered Chef into conversation. Again, we sell products that everybody can use. And talk about loving the flexibility of your job. Love it. I mean, these are things that I bet you could identify right now, how flexible your job is, making money in the pickup line, at basketball games. There's so many ways that you can talk about your flexibility. And you can always say in conversation when you're sharing with somebody, you would really be good and enjoy doing what I do. Oh my gosh, it would be so much fun. When you back it up with that much enthusiasm and you've created that relationship, all of a sudden it's comfortable for somebody. They really like hearing that. That's a compliment. That is nothing more than a compliment. Okay, another thing, the fortune is in the follow up. And you think about any relationship you have in your life, any quality relationship you have, is because you put some effort into it. You followed up. And it starts with the personal touch, that white glove approach, right? So the fortune is truly in the follow up. You should be making several follow up calls a week to customers, to potential customers, to leads, to potential hosts, to existing people in your network for wanting nothing else than just following up with them. Thought of you. I've been thinking about you is my favorite term. I've been thinking about you. Who is ever going to get mad at you for sending a voice clip, sending a text, sending a video clip saying, "Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you because I saw this recipe," or "because I'm at a sports game and I know your kids play basketball. How are you doing?" Nobody is ever going to get mad. These are customer care calls. These are customer reach outs. Doesn't always have to be the big, hard, hairy, scary ask. It doesn't have to be that way. You're building relationships, and this is the fun part. So people really appreciate the personalized reach outs. And it's always nice to be contacted by somebody in a genuine fashion. So let's get to the elephant in the room. What happens when you hear no? What happens when you are told, "I'm done. Don't, no, I said no, I mean no, blah, blah, blah." So what happens when you hear no? I feel like this is our biggest challenge, right? Because we have so much fun and with what we do, we're just sharing. And now we hear a no. Is that a ding to your to your confidence? Shouldn't be. What can you do to build your resilience? Because I will tell you, as a business owner, you're going to hear no. You're going to hear no. I'm not doing it. And that no with the negative connotation can sting a little bit. But how can you make no normal and even fun? And I don't know, but many of you probably have heard the statistics. It takes 11 no's to get to a yes. So I used to think, oh, there's another no. Perfect. I'm getting closer. There's another no. I'm getting closer. Turn it into a game. But you don't stop because somebody tells you no. Successful people actually hear no more often because they simply ask more people. Think about that. The most successful people hear no on the 12th try. I hear a yes on the 12th try. So they've heard no's 11 other times. So you're going to hear no a lot, but that does not mean no, I hate you. That means no, not right now. Okay, perfect. I can handle that. So change your mindset to really embrace the no's and accept it as a challenge. Learn from it. Keep moving forward to your next yes. And remember, it's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you are not. Okay? I'm going to say it again. It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you are not. That's huge. I gave myself goosebumps. I don't know about you guys. That, like, you have to think about that all the time. What is really, really holding you back? Okay, so imagine, just imagine what could happen in your business if you really commit to expanding your network with purpose. Imagine the possibilities. Imagine that funnel always being filled. Do you think you would have more bookings on the calendar? Do you think you would be not scrambling at the end of the month and, you know, and welcoming team members and just having it as part of the conversation? That's what happens when you keep filling that funnel. Okay. Connecting with your local community. These are just ways that you can actually continue to grow in a very fun way and meeting new people, expanding, filling. These are proven facts that, if you reach out to a support, a fundraiser, somebody who needs a fundraiser, schools, hospitals, animal rescues, big sisters, little sisters, women's shelters. I bet you right now, if you look in your community, you can look up online 501(c) organizations within a certain radius. They are all looking for fundraisers. So find one that really, really touches your heart, or somebody who is big involved in fundraising efforts, and let them know you'd really like to help. That's opening up to an enormous amount of people that are going to fill your funnel. Give your time. Go and volunteer for an hour or two and meet some people. Start some new conversations. Can always donate, a couple items to a silent auction or to sports tournaments or to fashion shows, special events. And when you join networking groups, don't lean in with, I'm a Pampered Chef consultant and I'm here. If you're joining a group, even if it's online on Facebook, and it's a group that loves dogs, then just talk about loving dogs. You're going to develop relationships that are going to affect your business. But be authentic to what you love and join some groups and put yourself out there. Okay, this is my favorite, kicking it old school, because it still works. We have flyers, we have catalogs, we have the most beautiful catalogs, might I say. You can drop promotional cards around, if you live in a little town, if there's little boutiques or, small shops, drop some catalogs, cross promotion. See if you can go to a coffee shop and set up and you'll promote them and they'll promote you. You can just go set up for an afternoon. I will tell you that I used to take my Matilda Jane, it was a trunk, literally. It would take me half hour to set up. big rack of clothes and stuff, but I would go to hairdressers and I would go to salons and they would promote it for a week, something special for their clients. And their clients would come in just to see me and they were grateful. It was a service that that business was providing outside of their industry. And it was called a trunk show, a traveling trunk show. Really easy to do in coffee shops, in uh, nail salons, in spas. This is really like old school thinking, but cross promotion and pop-ups really do work. Okay, so who can come off of mute? I will stop sharing. And who can tell me something they heard, something they will commit to doing, something that maybe resonated a little bit new? Nothing.
Guys, too shy.
I
So I have
liked,
one.
I've got one too. I liked the private shopping experience. I want to use that for, instead of a party or whatever. I like those words.
Yep. Bringing a few of your friends together for a private shopping experience. Oh, especially with our products. It's especially with our products. Love it. Who else? What's your biggest barrier, do you feel like, to what's holding you back the most from expanding your network?
Hearing no.
Hearing no. Yes, correct. So how does it make you feel when you hear a no?
It doesn't feel good.
Beth, so you make it feels a little personal, are you saying?
Yes. Yes.
So let me flip the script on you a little bit. Say we walk into a boutique or a home gift store or some small boutique type of place. Do you feel like when you walk out and buy nothing, do you think the owners are offended?
Probably not.
No, they're business owners. Thanks for coming. Hope to see you again. Hope you come back. Have a nice day. Right? It's not personal. It is absolutely not personal. Think about it that way. You are a business owner and you can hear no and still tell people to have a great day. I'm here if you ever change your mind. That's always a good comeback.
I would rather have somebody tell me no than just not respond.
That's right. They're still giving you the effort.
I would rather have an answer than no response. And a lot of times, if I don't get a response, I will give them the out. Hey, I'm not sure if you saw my message. It's okay to say no. I was just curious about this. And it is okay to say no because then I get an answer. And there's so many times when I get actually, I just saw your message and completely forgot to respond. And I've gotten several bookings off of that because I gave them the out and they actually didn't need it. It was just the friendly reminder to respond.
Yeah, because sometimes we take the non-response as a no, and that we take that to heart as well. But I agree that never assume somebody's life didn't get in their way. And when somebody, Beth, I'm going to come back to you and challenge you again. When somebody tells you no for whatever, if it's a booking or a sale or joining your team, how do you respond to them?
I thank them for considering my question.
Perfect. How about, okay, I completely understand. If you don't mind, I'll keep you in my notes. And if anything ever comes up again, I'll reach out to you if I think you'll, I'll touch back in 6 months and let you know what we have new. We always have new things coming out. So now you're not closing that relationship. You're keeping it open. You're keeping it open.
I usually direct them to my VIP page, say, thank you, here's your e-cookbook, but hey, in the meantime, join my VIP page.
I love it, Michelle. Beth, that's a good one. Write that down.
I'll even add in something about that VIP page. I'll say, you might want to actually hop on over because you're going to get a first peek at some of the new products that are coming out March 1st. I'll be talking about them in a few weeks or something. So then there's like an incentive too, like, oh, I kind of want to.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do hear a no, you want to respond with gratitude. Great. And now I have something else for you, a VIP page. That's a great idea. And when they get over there, hey, if you want to bring a friend to my VIP page as well, I'll send you an e-cookbook. Keep those relationships going, even if you hear no. Sarah, did you have something you wanted to say, or Anne?
I was just with Jenny. I have found so many times that, I don't really want to bother you, just give me an answer either way. And so many times people will come back and they'll say, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I saw it, but I forgot to get back to you. Thank you for, not giving up on me and things like that. So we sit there and we can give ourselves plenty of negative talk, but a lot of times they'll give you feedback that makes you go, oh, okay.
Really good. It's not giving up on that person. And I'm going to challenge you, Sarah, because I love your strategy of going back, right? I didn't hear from you, so I'm going back. But I would stop short and hear yourself when you say, I don't want to bug you. I don't want to bother you, but instead say, hey, I'm just following up because I am so excited for you to, don't put that negative out there first. Just say, I'm so excited. I just wanted to follow up because I thought you would really love this. Been thinking about you. Love it. You have such an amazing business to offer people. Product, hosting, sales, all of it. We always have incredible customer sales, incredible host opportunities. Anna, what were you gonna add?
No, I didn't have anything to add.
Okay. I bet you do. Has anybody else? Let me go
I'm
to my
glad too that you talked about fundraisers, because I think, at least for myself, I forget a great deal about how great our fundraisers can be and what a difference they can make. And I know Carla, who's on the call, she does tons of reaching out to all sorts of different places. And yeah, all we have to do is look up online, where whatever the name of your town or your county is, and see what different, nonprofits are out there.
Yep. And I did some contract for a company that was based with it was a direct sales company for dog products. Like I was only there a short period of time just to give them some consulting, but that was their main thing, was that every shelter was doing fundraisers, and they welcomed people to approach them to say, I'd love to do a fundraiser for you. This is all you have to do is just set it up in your Facebook group. I'll give you a link. Especially with our table links now. Super easy, and there come all those contacts into your funnel. Anybody else? See how you all solve your own problems?
Cindy, I was just going to say quick too. I mean, Wednesday is probably one of the most popular days of the year that people get engaged on Valentine's Day. So make sure that you're talking about wedding showers and wedding registries. I mean, this is the time of year to kind of start plugging that a little bit, because then people start getting married in the summer and stuff like that. So don't forget about those little hidden gems that we have within Pampered Chef too.
Brilliant idea, Kelly. And like for those of you that have VIP pages, I'd be posting at the beginning of next week, who do you know that got engaged? Who got engaged, you know, in your family? That's huge. Make it a really cute, and, you know, not just a who do you know, but how did they do it? You know, who did they and how were they asked? What was the, you know, theme behind the ask? Get the conversation going. Then you're interested in their lives, and you're not going to lean in with the next question. Oh, let me do their bridal shower. Nope. We just want to know how they got engaged. And, you know, and start that conversation with that person. It's a great one.
I also loved the active listening that you talked about, and then those leading questions, because when we were always just doing cooking shows, I would purposely set my kid up and make sure that I had enough time to mingle with the guests beforehand, because then I could hear those conversations that were happening as people were arriving, and I could hear, oh, you know, I had to pick up the kids from the babysitter and did it, you know, and all these different things. And you could get so many leads and ideas about what people's interests were from that. So like kind of like working with your host, and you know, when in the virtual world part of it is, you know, that was kind of like, yep, I guess I don't always necessarily think like that, you know, in the virtual world, and I really should be.
Yep. And when you are host coaching again, and it sounds I felt like I was such a great my hosts knew I worked hard for them, right? So I was going to give a great experience. In return, I needed them to help me. I needed to identify who are the people that love to bake, who are the people that love to cook, who loves to grill, who's always on the go, who is, could never has time to sit down with their family because they're going here, going here, going here. Listening and letting your hosts point out those people so that you could start building those relationships.
And even on social media, I mean, I only do Facebook. I'm not into Instagram, and I know I should do more of that, but just to be keeping track of who is going to a child sports event, who is announcing that they're going to be a grandparent, or that their child is getting married and they're going to get another son or another daughter, and to be able to reach out to them. I mean, it's the perfect, and I had that just before I got on tonight. One of my past fifth graders, I found out, is getting married this fall, and his mother loves Pampered Chef.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I need to reach out to Amy and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe Max is engaged and getting married. You know,
and I love that you just said that and you left it right there, because you're going to open up that conversation. And the minute you see those posts and go back and engage, they're going to reach back out to you, or they're going to comment on your post. And there you go. You can always follow up. You're going to write it down, and you can always follow up with, I've been thinking about you, because you have those notes written down that, you know, her son's getting married or whatever, but you've got that written down. So you're keeping track of those people that you reach out to.
I do now.
There's so many creative ways, and you guys are bringing them together. That's what I encourage you to do, is look to each other. Right now, there are 25 business owners on this call that can share ideas with each other. 25 business owners. Amazing. Amazing. That's why I like to call on people, because the answer is in the room. Any other aha moments, takeaways?
I just wanted to say something really quick. In my other career as a realtor, we like to call these leading questions or such as probing, and make it a game. Feel like you're the detective trying to find out all of this, and then, you know, treat yourself to something when you have made the connections. Reward yourself, whether it's just, you know, the pat on the back or whatever. But I think if you kind of view it as more of a game instead of like terrified that you're going to get the no,
Yep.
or just listening, you know, to what others are saying and pick up on that, look at yourself as the detective.
I love that. It's a mind shift, right? It's a mind
Exactly.
I absolutely love that, to make it like you're finding out pieces, you're writing them down, you have things to fall back on. You're just building an arsenal of relationships. That's what you're doing. Authentically.
Correct.
I love it.
I still love to refer our consultants back to our Go for the No tracker. Because sometimes you just need to see it written down to know that you're getting close to the no, or, you know, closer to a yes. And sometimes I think it just reminds you too, like, did I really ask, you know, 10 people yet? Sometimes we think we are, but are we really?
Yep. And I would also challenge all of you to come up with a list of responses when you hear no, so that you have them down and you're not trying to think of them, you know, because sometimes they're hard. Like Beth was saying, I don't want to hear no, but okay, no. Well, thank you. And, you know, I look forward to reaching out to you when the new catalog comes out. Thanks for your support. Now you're keeping that relationship going, but write down how you're going to respond to no's. No's for sales, no's for recruits, no's for hosting, and get comfortable with it so you can move on. Move on. It's not
And when you're-
personal.
And when you're stuck, ask your upline.
That's
Take
right.
a screenshot, ask us. That we continually tell you guys to do that. It's so important, because then eventually you'll be able to just to do it all on your own.
Yes. And Melanie, I'm going to go back to, because I can't help myself. I'm going to go back to you because you're a realtor. What a great way to network with realtors. I mean, they're always leaving gifts for people when they close. You know, offer to donate something to their next closing and put your card in there in a catalog. And, you know, they always do things like that. So that goes back to partnering with your community. I love that. And I love that. Be a detective. Oh, so good. Does anybody else have anything? Any words of wisdom? Okay. That's all I've got.
Thank you so much, Cindy. Everybody, let's give her a round of applause. Woo.
Oh, thank you, you guys. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, and you guys, I will upload this so we have it to be refer back to, and I will make sure that Sarah and Lori get it to share with their teams too. And everybody, thank you for taking time out of your evening to join us tonight, especially you, Cindy. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. It's great to see you guys. Good luck. Go out and get those no's.
Yes.
And thank you, Kelly, for setting it up for us.
You're welcome.
I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it and sharing it with our
Appreciate
teams
you,
as
Kelly.
well.
No problem. Yep, and thank you.
We'll see you guys.
Yep, have a good one. Thank you.